Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. This is episode 22. I am your host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, and I am joined by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, like I said, this is a very special episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Why is it so special, you might ask? I'll tell you why, listener. I am recording this stone cold sober right now, and I don't normally do that. So we'll see how this one goes.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah. How are you today?
Wait, so that cup you're drinking out of, it doesn't have alcoholic beverage in it?
I drink things that are non-alcoholic sometimes, Mara. All right?
But that's like your designated drinking cup, so I just kind of assumed when I saw you drinking from it, that was like sangria or something mixed so wonderfully together.
Nah, not this time. It's actually apple juice.
Bless you.
Or it was apple juice before I just finished it. And
Luna's
as you all
morning.
guessed, Luna's here also.
She said good morning, everybody.
Yeah. So anyway, we're
But I'm
here.
good.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm sober, but we're here to talk about all this week's episodes of Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, the CW verse, Arrowverse, Flareverse, or the Clusterverse as Mara calls it.
Cluster something?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, let's get into this so we can go ahead and talk about these shows. I'm kind of anxious to get to a certain something, but, I'm sure you know what that is. Let's start off with Supergirl. This episode was called Star-Crossed. I don't know if you heard. There might be people out there who care about this. I really don't, but you might care. That apparently Melissa
Benoist.
Yeah, Benoist and Chris Wood are actually a real thing now.
No.
Yeah, like in real life they're a thing now. And those of you who don't know, those are the actors who play Supergirl and or Kara and Mon-El. Yeah, they're a thing in real life now. So thought you might want to know if you didn't know. Those of you out there who care about that kind of thing, it's whatever to me. You said what?
I did care.
Yeah, I figured you would, so I told you. That's what I'm here for. See, I'm a great friend. I know it. But yeah, let's talk about this actual episode because that's what really matters to me. Episode kicks off with Kara and Mon-El having a little Netflix and chill session. Like, yeah, let's watch this or let's watch that, and they're having their conversation about what they're watching and shit. And then a transmission comes on the TV, and some alien folks, at least they assume they're alien folks, saying like, hey, we demand you turn over Mon-El to us and blah, 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 blah.
It reminded me of Man of Steel when Zod came down.
Yeah, something like that. Or, many television shows and movies that have some evil dude come over the television sets and talk to the people. It's an old trope, but not a bad one. I enjoy it every time I see it. It's fine. What else we got? So while that's going on, we got Wynn out being bad with Lyra, breaking into museums and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that going on for? Lyra talking about she wanted to get it on in the museum, but in reality, she just wanted to steal, Starry Night.
Which is terrible. That's my favorite painting.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a Van Gogh fan.
I've always been partial to the dogs playing poker.
I could see you liking that one.
But yeah. Let's see. So we got this whole thing about not Mara. This is Kara that does this. You didn't do this. Kara did. She
Are you
fly.
sure I didn't do it?
I'm pretty positive that the person I saw on the television screen wasn't you.
All right.
I mean, I could be wrong. It's happened once before, but I'm pretty sure it was Kara.
Okay.
But yeah, she's like, thinks she's gonna take on an entire alien ship by herself, and of course that doesn't work out too well for her. She's about to get all fucked up, but Monel's like, "No, you can take me," blah 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 blah. Cause he's like, "I've never seen that ship before in my life," even though we, find out later, yeah, he's seen that ship before. He knows what kind of ship that is. He knows it's his parents, cause he's the prince of Daxam. Which is crazy how someone becomes like king or queen or prince of an entire planet. Like, they don't even have countries or nothing. They just like, you know what, we're gonna rule the whole fucking planet.
Could you imagine if that happened on Earth?
Nope. That's why I'm so shocked by it.
Okay.
Like, there are too many things that would stop that from happening, as far as, language barriers and all that just would prevent that from happening. And then certain places where people wouldn't care about, who's really in charge right here, because you don't have anything to do with me, so fuck you.
True. Bless you.
But anyway, so that's going on. So Kara's pissed because she's like, you lied to me, blah 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 blah. And I'm thinking too, like, did he really lie, or did he just, or was it was more of an omission? Like,
yeah, every show that I watch, like any show, no matter what it is, whether it's like One Tree Hill or cartoons or this, whenever they're just like, you lied to me, it's like, does that really count as a lie if it's not told ever?
Here's the thing. I think at some point he said he was a guard and didn't say.
Yeah, when they said, "How'd you get here?" he did give us. I mean,
so I guess
granted, yes,
I guess he did lie then.
He did lie, but I mean, like in other shows where it's like they didn't say anything and they go, "Oh, you lied to me," and it's like, did they really lie to you if they didn't tell you?
Yeah, it's more of an omission. Like on The Flash, it was an omission because he didn't lie to her about why he proposed. He really does love her and all that kind of shit. We'll get into that later. But yeah, that proposal was because he loved her, but it was just also because he didn't want her to die. So it's just, that's more of an omission than a lie, but semantics.
Plot.
Yeah. So while that's going on, Maggie Sawyer brings Win in, like, yo, what the fuck were you doing at the museum, bruh? And like, yo, I went in there to, give it to my girlfriend real quick. And she was like, well, where the fuck is Starry Night? You like, the fuck you talking about? Like, somebody stole Starry Night the same time that you were in the museum, and blah blah blah. Come to find out, it was all a setup. Lyra was using
from
them
the beginning.
Yeah, Lyra was using them to get shit because she had done it before, and blah 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 blah. And I'm here.
Yo, when went to her trailer when he found her at her, and she like said that he was just nothing but a mark. I was just like, all right, Win, go tell the police where she lives, bro.
Yeah. That would have made sense to me, but he's too kind-hearted to do shit like that, of course, and he doesn't. Some other shit happens.
I'd have been like, fuck your brother.
Yeah. But it's whatever. So we have this whole thing with Kara on the ship, and it rekindles that whole Daxam Krypton feud that goes back and forth where,
right,
Daxam's people think that Krypton's people are, look down on them and all that kind of shit, and Kara's people look at Daxam's people and they're like, your people are mean and evil and barbaric and you do this and blah 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 blah, which, it's kind of hard for me to be against her on that one when the Daxamites are trading slaves around and shit. Sorry.
Right, so I mean, like, I'd rather be known to look down upon people rather than to be known to be trading slaves among each other.
Yeah. So in that little debate, I'm seeing Kara as winning, but apparently that doesn't really matter. So we'll agree to disagree. I don't think that's the kind of thing you agree to disagree about. Like,
Like, what do you agree on there?
yeah, that's just. Anyway, Queen Lady shows up and tells Kara like you need to let him come back because it'll never work and blah 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 blah. And for some reason, Kara just believes him because she's I guess it's because she's still mad that Monel lied to her. And yeah,
But
blood.
sometimes she can be a little bit gullible.
Sometimes.
I'm trying to help her.
I know you are, but this isn't the first time that somebody's like just put suggestion in her head and fucked her up. Like,
okay, but yeah.
see, that's what I'm saying. Luna's like, bruh, fucking up.
She's like, Mom, I watched that with you. She gullible as fuck.
Yeah, she knows, but it's okay. Find out that Lyra's been stealing art because there's some kind of interplanetary art smuggling ring going on, which I'm just like, really? Like,
The guy on other planets know about art on our planet?
yeah,
What the hell?
like, why do people on other planets even care about the art on our planet? I don't get it. I really don't. But I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. Let's just go on through this.
I feel like this is like that sub story was so like, I don't know. I didn't really need it. Like, I wanted to see more of the conflict between, Monel's parents and Kara.
Yeah, but I think that's one of those things. There wasn't really much to that either. It was just, I hate Daxamites and Daxamites hate Kryptonites Kryptonians. I'm sorry, not Kryptonites. And they were like, yeah, we can't do this, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be with you anymore, Monel. Blah 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 blah. So that was all that was about, and they couldn't really stretch that out to a 44-minute episode. So they threw in the Lyra thing because that wouldn't fill in a 44-minute episode either. Like, we can put these two things together, and there we go, we got an episode.
And then we have our conflict at the end that leads us into our crossover.
You really want to talk about this crossover, don't you?
I do really want to talk about this crossover.
Yeah, so we get this whole thing. Monel doesn't end up going. He stays back. And then the setup.
To be a superhero.
Yeah, he wants to be a hero.
He wants to be a superhero.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't even know. Does he really want to be a hero, or does he just want to be wherever Kara is at? Like.
Well, I mean, I think he said he wanted to be a hero with Kara. So I think it's a little bit of both.
See, I don't. I think he wants to be a hero because of Kara. Like, I really think it's only Kara. If she wasn't there, he wouldn't give a fuck. At least that's how I see it.
We can agree to disagree on this.
Yeah, that's something we can agree to disagree on. That's different. That's not slavery, so we're okay on that one. So yeah, he ends up not going, and here comes the setup for the crossover because this dude shows up. He's like, look into my eyes, Kara.
Chris.
Huh?
Darren Criss is the dude who showed up. Fellow star from Glee. Luna, what the fuck?
Really? You done? You done yet? All right. So anyway, yeah, his name is what now?
Darren Criss.
Darren
Other
Criss.
fellow star of Glee with Melissa Benoist and Grant Gustin of The Flash.
All right. Okay. So he shows up. He's Music Meister. And he's like, look into my eyes, Kara. She goes to this little trance coma thing and then takes her little interdimensional thing and jumps off to Earth 1. And yeah, and that was the end of the episode. So that was it for Supergirl. Anything else you want to touch on with this one?
Nope, let's move on to The Flash.
You're so impatient. So yeah, we can jump into The Flash now.
I never said patient was one of my virtues.
Well, you should work on that. But we're going to start talking about Flash. Before we get into the actual episode, though, there was a little thing that they mentioned in it at Paley Fest this past weekend about the Flash next season. And they said very, very firmly that the main villain next season will not be a speedster. So
Oh, thank you, God.
so it won't be, Flash versus another speedster that's faster than him who has to get fast enough to beat. That won't be the thing next season. So I just wanted to put that out there before we started talking about the episode. Make sure I mentioned that.
We can start theorizing about that over the summer.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, this episode was called Duet. And yeah, I'm not even going to really talk about the plot of this episode because it's really irrelevant. It doesn't matter. The whole thing was about Barry and getting back with Iris and Kara getting back with Mon-El. That was the whole purpose of the plot of this episode. But let's talk about the actual musical element of this altogether. Like,
if you like Rent, if you like Glee, if you like pretty much any musical you've ever seen, this is the episode for you.
Oh man, so yeah, Mon-El and Jean bring Kara in. Like, yeah, she's in a coma. Through a series of unfortunate events, Barry ends up in a coma as well. Wakes up in this other world, and Kara is singing. What was she singing?
I'm not sure what she was singing. I wasn't sure if it was something original or if it was something she heard from a musical.
Yeah, it's something from a music. It wasn't original. I forgot what it was, but there were a lot of references to other musicals throughout this whole thing,
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, there was Wizard of Oz all over this thing because that was Kara's favorite musical.
Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, Singing in the Rain was one. That was one Barry was watching at the beginning. What was the one with the theme of it though? Was it Gangs of New York? West Side Story. So. West Side Story. That's what it was. Yeah. Because of you see. Iris and Mon-El in this world that they're in, they're a thing, they're in love and all that, which was highly awkward for the, Kara and Barry.
That was weird as fuck just to watch.
Yeah. So we got Malcolm Merlin was there, Wynn was there, Cisco was there, Stein was there, Joe was there, and they can all sing, which was fun to watch. I enjoyed that.
I knew Joe could sing because he's from Rent.
Yeah, he was in Rent.
Barry was in Glee.
He was also on ER.
He was also on what?
ER. Not ER. Why am I? Who was on ER? Oh, the dude that was in Logan was on ER. I'm talking about what the fuck was Joe on? Law and Order.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
What was it? Barry is from Glee. Cars from Glee, Darren Criss is from Glee. I don't know if Stein has ever been in anything that I've seen that's been musical, but we all knew he could sing from the Apollo episodes, so...
Yeah. They like a man, me won't go home.
And then, I feel like the guy who plays Malcolm Merlin, his name is escaping me right now. I feel like he's probably been in something musical. I feel like you haven't made it.
He randomly comes out and sings at Comic-Con panels too, so it's just
oh, okay.
Like last year at Comic-Con, he randomly broke out in the song, and then like the entire stage sang with him, so we knew they would sing.
What was it? I feel like you haven't made it in TV or movies until you've been in something that's been had like a musical role.
You think so?
I think so. I feel like most stars, outside of maybe like action stars, but people who are in like romance movies or comedies or dramas and all that stuff, like I feel like I've seen them in at least one musical role.
We need Vin Diesel in a musical.
Okay. Does Groot singing not count?
No, that doesn't count. I need Vin Diesel looking like Vin Diesel singing.
Okay.
But anyway, let's see. So, like I said, Mon-El and Iris are a thing in this world. Joe and Stein are also a thing in this world, which was pretty funny to me because she was like, "Dads," and Barry like, "Dads," and they're like, "What? You got a problem with that?"
Before jumping to like the the fact that they were a same-sex couple, I instantly thought, I was like, is this like some kind of like old-timey New York accent that she's trying, like, hey dads, you know what I'm saying?
You would know that better than me, but
Or wherever it was that they were, you know what I'm saying though, right?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But nah, she was talking about both of them being her dad, because
That's fine though. That's fine with me.
yeah, it was just
I
like
like the idea of it.
it was funny because they both like, "What, you got a problem with that?" And we were like, "No, no, no,
Not even.
not at all." Oh man. So yeah, once again, this whole thing was about Barry and Kara learning a whole lesson about if you love somebody, blah 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 blah, all that kind of shit. Um, they end up both getting shot. Cisco vibes Monel and Iris into that world they're in, save them with a kiss. I'm not going to question how that worked. I don't care. It's whatever. But it's
Just don't.
Yeah, I'm not. That's it. I'm not going to question how that worked. It worked. Whatever. They came in, saved their lives with a kiss, and they were back. And I'm like, I guess the Barry and Iris breakup is over.
Same with Monel and Kara.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough. No. Barry had to make it hard for all of us out here. Walking into the apartment and then like turn on the phone for the music and shit and then break it out into song in real life for Iris.
Pause. Because there was no chance they were wasting an opportunity to have Grant Gustin have his own solo.
Like, he didn't have to do it. They didn't have to do it that way though. Like, he made us all look bad, Mara. You don't understand. Like,
oh, he definitely did. No proposal will ever be up to par.
Like, he walks in, sings a whole song and shit, and then drops down to one knee and proposes. She breaks out crying and shit. Nothing we ever do can compare to that unless we do that.
Nope. Not even the flash mob ones anymore. Those are no good anymore.
Clearly.
Also
I'm gonna need I need like an entire choir behind me singing backup lyrics and shit.
To an original song.
To an original song to top that. Like, it's not fair. It is not fair at all. And I just need to point that out because I don't like it. Yeah, I'm hating on them. And I don't care what you think of that.
Jealousy's not a cute look, Travis.
It's not, and I don't give a fuck. There's a thing about me. I openly admit when I'm just hating on somebody. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm fully okay with that.
All right. But back to the episode real quick.
What about it?
So, I did like that this wasn't really like a villain who was trying to trap them somewhere.
Yeah,
but instead,
he was
someone who was kind of just like, you guys help people all the time, and I saw you guys with broken hearts, so I just wanted you to find yourselves again, or whatever it was he said.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cute, and I was just like, good, because I didn't see Darren Criss being a good villain, so I was just like, this is good.
Yeah, he wasn't actually a villain. He was trying to help, He was like, hey, y'all get this shit together.
Barry almost seemed so skeptical about, letting him leave. He was like, so you're just going to go teach someone else a lesson? And he was like, yep.
yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And you're going to stop me? Yo, Cisco, when he saw that he got out of the cell, he was like, how in the hell you got out of that cell?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, you think you can really hold me? Like,
Cisco got mad, got kind of hood for a second. He's like, how the hell you get out that cell, man?
Oh, man. Yeah. Anything else on this episode you want to talk about, though?
Nope, that was it. This was really the highlight of my week.
Yeah. It was a fun episode. It really was. But not quite the highlight of my week, though.
I mean, aside from Arrow, which is usually the highlight of my week, but
We'll get to that in a minute. But the highlight of my week happened on Legends, because in Legends we finally got Snart back. And that was the highlight of my week. This episode of Legends was called Fellowship of the Spear, with a nice Lord of the Rings reference, because they needed the dude that wrote Lord of the Rings help. That was fun.
I don't think I knew he was a soldier. Was he a soldier? For real? I'm about to Google that.
I'm about to say, I don't know details on this dude. He wasn't, something that I researched before, but yeah, that's what they said. So they figure out through some detective work, not really detective work, just, Rip using logic. Like, we can't find them anywhere in time because they're somewhere outside of time. Where is outside of time? The vanishing point. We got to go to the vanishing point again.
Oh, he was really in the military. He was in the British Army from 1915 to 1920 in the First World War.
Yeah, but yeah, they all go to the vanishing point. Mick's having those flashbacks about Snart sacrificing himself and shit. And they're able to get those last pieces from the Legion because, Firestorm turns the little things that's holding the pieces into jelly beans. Because, why not? Yeah, why not? They can transmute things, so the transmutation they use is to turn the shit into jelly beans. All right,
That's
Jax,
funny.
just do it. Cool.
That whole scene seems so rushed.
Yeah, kind of, but they were in a rush. Like, they were trying to get in, get out real fast before Thawne realized they were in there. So it was supposed to feel rushed. They were in a rush.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I just kind of meant, like, the scene felt rushed in that, like, if you looked away for a second, you would have missed the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I hear you, and I'm saying, like, it should have, because it was supposed to be done fast. Like, they can't spend too much time in there, because then we'll start questioning. They're in there an awful long time for Thawne not to realize they're in there, So,
True.
yeah, they get all the pieces together, they put it together, and
But why put it to that? See, this is the thing I had all episode. Why put it together and then try and find a way to destroy it? Why not just destroy the pieces separately?
I guess they had to confirm that those were actually the pieces. I don't know.
But, I mean, wouldn't Rip have known, since he was the one who separated them?
Yeah, they could have made duplicates or some shit. You never know. The Legion is crafty like that. They could have made duplicates of the pieces.
I feel like that's giving Merlin and Thawne and what's his face just too much credit.
I don't. Dark is hundreds of years old. He's a clever dude.
Too much credit.
I don't think so.
Oh. That's just me, though. That's how I feel.
I know that's how you feel. And how the way I feel is that you're wrong. So there. Yeah.
Real mature.
Yup. So then Mick is like, yeah, let's just burn the shit. So he takes his gun and tries to torch the damn thing. Of course it doesn't work.
That's something I would do.
Of course it doesn't work, but a little message appears on it. It says, born of blood, undone by blood. Which means, of course, they need the blood of Jesus Christ.
I don't know how we had got to that, but, I was like...
What you mean you don't know how they got to it?
Like, how did they... Like, I forgot. How did they theorize that it was Jesus Christ's blood that would...
Well, because the spear of destiny is the spear that they pierced Jesus' side with when he's being crucified.
There we go. Okay, thank you. Because, I forgot about that because I've been so focused on them trying to get the pieces that I forgot what the spear was originally from, besides just makes thing permanent into existence.
Oh, you never heard of the spear of destiny before?
Before the show?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I knew like Bible study wise.
Yeah, but the spear of destiny is something that's actually already been, a thing before. Like it's,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
my grandma somewhere is turning over in her grave that I didn't know about this. Probably.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of more of a urban legend kind of. Well, not urban legend, but like more of a story kind of thing than it is a Bible thing. It's just the whole the spear of destiny itself isn't called that in the Bible.
Oh, okay. Well, then my grandmother's resting easy then.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. It's just it's what people call it when they just said it like it has some kind of supernatural power. But
how come Supernatural hasn't gotten to that?
because Supernatural's a terrible show and they don't think that far ahead.
Shut your mouth.
So anyway, so Mick is seeing Snart again, and he's all like, you let them turn you into blah 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 blah.
Wait. Can we just talk about 1 second how Mick thought, like, a figment of his imagination sucker punched him in the face?
That's the thing. He told Stein what happened. Like, he told him Snart did this, and he didn't believe him. Like, he told him that Snart punched him in the face, and Stein convinced him that it wasn't real.
But I was just like, so how do you explain the shiner on his face? Who the fuck else would have hit him?
Yeah, he thought he maybe fell and ran into something or something. I'm like, no, that's not what happened. Somebody punched him, motherfucker. Like, how do you...
I also don't see Mick, like, just randomly running into something or letting someone else punch him.
Yeah, he's not an idiot. Like...
without setting them on fire.
Exactly. I don't know. So they find the Hobbit guy.
You're gonna call him the Hobbit guy for real?
That's what Mick called him.
Okay.
So they get the Hobbit guy. And, they bring him back to the ship. Meanwhile, Snart says Mick should use the spirit to bring him back to life. And, Mick's like, yeah, maybe I should. And they get back and, Amaya's going through some things because she saw her, her family's destiny, I guess you could say. The whole village falling apart and, her kid being a refugee and all that kind of shit.
So
she's not handling it very well.
Yeah, clearly. So the vixen that we saw, in Arrow.
Granddaughter. Granddaughter.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. That's her granddaughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. See, I already knew what you were gonna ask because I know you that well.
I'm just trying to get some genealogy timelines here.
Yeah. I understand. Now, in between, I don't know. We don't see the mother/daughter. But
that sucks.
Yeah. So we find out later on that, Mick actually did see Snart. They had actually gone back to before Snart died. I'm like, yeah, you join up with us, which we thought they would do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I was watching it, I was just like, didn't Travis? I could have swore Travis theorized this is what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised, because you were saying that Snart is part of the Legion of Doom, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So that would probably, I guess, be the only part that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why people should just listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. But
now, what I didn't foresee coming was Mick leaving with them.
See, that too, once that whole idea of him using it to bring Snart back, was a thing, I'm like, he's going to want to be with Snart. Like, that's really what it is. That's his boy, And
True.
he goes with Snart, and it's just like, I can go back to doing what we used to do if I was Snart. Kind of like what we used to do more than I like this. Logically, it makes sense for him to go with him,
True. I just kind of saw it being like, how, like, you take a bad guy and he's been with, all the other people trying to do good for so long, I thought it would have been like, but I kind of low-key like doing the good stuff. You know what I mean?
Like, he'll come around to that eventually, I think. But for right now, he's like, in his head, he thinks that he would rather just be with Snart no matter where it is, because that's his boy, He'll come to realize eventually that he likes being with the Legends a bit more, like the Legends thing is a bit better for him. That's going to be a thing. And then I don't know what will happen with Snart. Either they actually will use the spirit to bring him back for real or something. But because I don't see Snart going away for good.
It will come full circle and Snart will still die.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, it will come up something again where it's like, it's him or Mick's life again. And he'll be like, bye, buddy.
Well, they can't do that. Because if they do that, that would fuck up the timeline. Because Snart has to come back, so he becomes a part of the Legends. Remember, this Snart that's there right now is Snart before he joins the Legends.
Yeah, but even before he was with the Legends, he was still a part. I'm saying, like, it's it's him or it's Mick. You know, I'm not like it's him or the Legends. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, so you mean like Snart wouldn't have died for Mick before the Legends?
Right.
Okay.
Snart wouldn't have died, period, before the Legends, because Snart has to join the Legends. Because Mick doesn't join the Legends unless Snart joins the Legends. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So like they can't kill him before he joins the Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole thing when Amaya's tempted to use the spear because she's all like, "Hey, I need to stop this shit from happening to my family." Blah 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 blah. And they're like, well, absolute power will corrupt you and yada 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 yada.
Yeah, Yoda shit.
Yeah. My thing is, why don't you just, allow me the opportunity to find out for myself.
Right? Like.
But thing is, if it does end up corrupting you, at that point it's too late, so there's nothing they can do about it if it does corrupt her. But still, I'm like, yo, let me get absolute power so I can prove to you that it won't corrupt me. Oh, man.
That's some shit I would say. I was like, let me just try it, see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I would too. Like, I can't say I'd fight that temptation. Like, once you have it in your hand, it's just like, yeah. Even though you don't really know how to use it because you don't have that little special book that Merlin went and found.
Yeah. You know, it was funny when Haywood was like, towards the end, when they got the spear, they were just like, what if they don't know how to use it? And I was just like, that's a good thing. Like, it's just like, it just goes to the end where it's like, how does this work? And it doesn't work. But then,
nope.
Plot twist, they got it to work. And I was just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, like, it's not like it has an on and off switch. You got to know how to use it. And Merlin walks in with the book, and they're like, here's how you use it. Ta-da. Like, what do you do?
You imagine they started up, and now they're just like, so what do we do first?
Yeah, that would be funny. But nah. Thawne has been all over time. He knows where everything is, so.
Well, Thawne knows what he wants to do, but what does Merlin want to do? What does Dark want to do?
Well, Dark wants to change the fact that Oliver kills him in the future.
Okay.
Merlin, not quite sure what Merlin wants.
Does anyone ever really know what Merlin wants? Because I feel like he'd be like all over the place.
This is true. Well, even then, he's not really right all over the place. He knows what he wants. It's just what he wants doesn't make sense to anybody until, like, you
The
actually
end.
see the end. Yeah.
Maybe he wants to change his relationship with Thea.
That's
he
what
wants
I
to
was
make
thinking.
it so that his daughter doesn't hate him.
Yeah, that might be it. We'll see.
He has her undying devotion.
Yeah, that would probably be what he really wants, but we'll see.
What else is they gonna say?
Haywood dropped the fucking blood.
Yeah, and it got shot, and I was like, wow, you dropped the blood of Christ?
Yeah, man. That's worse
Straight
than
to
like
the flames.
that's worse than dropping the communion wine. It was like this was the actual blood of Christ.
Right? Jesus upstairs, like looking at him, like shaking my head, son, shaking my head.
Yeah, man. Like, you dropped my blood, bruh.
That was the rest of my blood that was left. Like, what? Like, so now, like, oh my God. Now I'm kind of like, now what are they gonna do? They just dropped the only vial of Jesus's blood that existed, unless, like, Jesus was just going around the world, just conveniently hiding his blood in different places.
Oh, they actually have to go. They're gonna have to actually go back and get actual blood from Jesus.
No, please don't do that.
They have to go back, and they're gonna be
I honestly can't take if they make their own rendition of Jesus.
What they're gonna do? They're gonna go back to the crucifixion and just kind of dress like Roman soldiers. And when the dude stabs him with the spear, they're gonna slip in with a little goblet and catch the blood and take off.
Oh God, no! Don't say that, Travis.
Why? I didn't write it.
I don't want to see them do their own rendition of Jesus.
Just
you know how they're gonna do it.
Just because I say it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I know I tend to be somewhat prophetic in these things, but I'm telling you, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen, Mara. This
I
is just
don't want
what's
to
in
see
my
it.
head. And me saying it doesn't make it happen. So you telling me not to say that is not going to affect whether or not it happens.
It's like me saying, I hope there's no traffic on my way to work while I'm in this cab.
Yeah, you saying that doesn't make the traffic appear.
Yeah, most of the time it ends up being traffic though.
Yeah, whether you said it or not, the traffic would have been there though.
Nope.
Yeah, that's how it
Nope.
works. You don't
Nope.
control what everybody else does with their car.
Nope. It was
no matter,
smooth sailing.
no matter how
until
much
I
you
said
may
it.
want to believe it, you don't have control of these other people's cars.
Whatever.
So anyway, is there anything else on Legends you want to talk about? Because we're talking about superheroes.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's move on to Arrow. So,
Can I just say one thing?
is it about all the fucking flashbacks? This episode was just one big flashback? Is that what you're about to talk about?
Kinda.
Go ahead. Because I was thinking the
This
same
was
thing.
probably the first episode I have liked the use of the flashbacks.
Well, that's because the entire episode was like one big flashback.
No, but it made sense.
Because it didn't
to-
interfere with the story. This flashback was the story.
But it made sense into, Chase's holding of him.
Yes, and I'm telling you, the reason is because the flashback was the story.
Okay.
And like the whole present day thing was simply a framing device for the actual story.
Okay.
So, yeah, of course the flashbacks were better this week because it was all about, Oliver coming to terms with the fact that he likes to kill. Which, when they said that, I was like, duh. And not that it was like I knew that's what Chase / Prometheus wanted him to say. That's not it. But like I already knew that he liked killing. Because if you kill that many people, you don't kill that many people unless you like it at least a little bit. Unless you're completely void of any kind of feeling whatsoever.
Was I the only one who was a little bit turned on when he screamed, I kill people because I want to and I like it?
Yeah, I think that might be just you.
Okay.
If that's what you're into, I mean, I'm not going to judge you for it, but I do think that was just you.
It's not what I'm into. It's just the feeling behind him screaming it was just so deep into his soul.
His voice isn't deep at all, Mara. What are you talking about?
I said deep into his soul.
Oh, man. You also got an answer to your question this episode.
Oh, where's Evelyn?
Yeah.
Little cunt. I really thought she had died. I was just like, yo, the look on my face, because I was playing a game on my phone, but I was also watching. And then, because I knew he had her in a headlock. And all of a sudden, I'm, watching, and I see, her head get thrown, and I hear, bones crack.
No, you
I
didn't.
was just like...
You didn't hear bones crack. That's why I knew she wasn't dead.
Yes, you did.
There was no sound of bones cracking. No, there wasn't.
My TV gave me subtitles of neck crack.
I hear you, but that's not what actually happened. If you didn't have the fucking subtitles on, you wouldn't have heard a noise. Did you actually hear a crack? Or did you just think you heard a crack because you expected to hear a crack?
I'm sure I heard a crack.
You need to watch it again because I didn't hear a crack, which is why I knew she's not dead.
I was really kind of just hoping. I was yes.
Because I'd have been
she's
like,
gone.
because I was just thinking yo, if she was actually dead, they would have done that crack because they want you to hear those bones break every time they make bones break in this show. So
True.
That was how I knew she wasn't actually dead.
I thought I heard it. Maybe I wanted to hear it.
I think you created that in your head just because you expected it to happen.
And I wanted it to happen. I was just like, yeah, Oliver, just shank her real quick. And then what's his face was just like, nah, I'll just break her neck. Bye.
But yeah. Let's see. So yeah, this whole time Oliver's being told to, confess what he's afraid to admit to himself, like I said, which is that he's a killer and he enjoys killing.
I didn't realize that's what he was trying to get him to admit.
I didn't either. I didn't know that's what he wanted him to admit, but but I guess it was just because of the way I viewed him anyway. I thought he knew, I thought that he liked to kill people. already.
I
So,
thought he was trying to get him to say that he was the Green Arrow. I was like, nigga, everyone knows he's the Green Arrow.
oh no, it wasn't
Everyone in
that.
Star City knows that he is the fucking Green Arrow. Let's just stop lying to ourselves. Everyone's just turning a blind eye to it and just pretending that they don't know.
Yeah.
But when they find out, they're just like, yeah, I kind of figured it.
Mhm. But yeah, it's. I'm just watching this and I'm like, okay, so we went through all this because they kept saying the word monster over and over again, and I
Yeah,
about
he
like,
did say, like, this, it wasn't me, it was the other guy.
yeah, and he was just like, they're like, yeah, there's a monster inside me, there's a monster in you, blah blah blah, and I thought they were gonna, that was what they were talking about. I want to say like I'm a monster, but they're like, yeah, I killed him because I wanted to and I like it. I'm like, yeah, you're a
Okay.
sociopath, but what? What?
Say something new.
Yeah, like it's one of, I don't know. It didn't feel like a big revelation to me.
And I also feel like, because at some point, I mean, he did stop killing people for a good period of time. So it was kind of just like,
Yeah, but then as soon as he had an excuse to do it again, he did it.
true.
So because they were like, oh, so you're back to killing people again? Like, well, it was just because blah 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 blah. Yeah, nah, you actually like to do it. And that's why whenever he had a reason, he did it again. Like he had his own little bloodlust.
I feel like killing Damien Dark brought it out in him.
Probably.
We brought it out.
Yeah, he's like an addict.
Because he literally didn't, he hadn't killed anyone for like, what, 2 seasons at that point?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, he hadn't killed anybody since season 1. So season 2, 3, he didn't. And then the end of season 4, he did. So, yeah.
Yeah, when he killed Dark, and he saw how much he struggled with coming to the decision that he had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like killing him, just re-brought it up again.
Yeah, it's like an addict. Like he doesn't touch it at all, and then he gets a taste of it, like, I want more, So.
I want to actually see an episode where he gets blood in his hands. He's just like,
yeah, man, he
he
relapses.
like licks his fingers or something like that.
The ultimate relapse.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else with this episode you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right.
But I did love it.
I'm sure you did. So let's talk. Let me just ask you one thing. What's that?
I was gonna say, he was also warned about, with the revelation of him admitting that he likes it, with his Bratva brother, whose name I can't remember right now, who goes, you think the hood's keeping the monster inside you at bay, but he's gonna come out and you're not gonna like it.
Mm-hmm. I have a question too, though, about the Bratva thing. So since Prometheus burned the tattoo off him, doesn't mean he's not Bratva no more, or like, can he get another tattoo?
He could get another tattoo, but
I was saying, could he go back over to Russia? Like, hey, bruh, like this crazy motherfucker burned my tattoo off. Can we put a replacement up, like put it on the other side or something, or like put it underneath?
But is he not on good terms with them right now?
Oh man, it's still his boy though. Like they're still all right.
They'll still honor his tattoo.
Yeah, like they might be pissed at him, but still, we still
brothers.
Yeah, we still brothers.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, that's how I see it. But I'm saying, like, the tattoo, like, yo, is that like some kind of dishonorable thing or some shit? I don't know.
Dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, man. Did he get dishonorably discharged from Bratva?
Well, I don't think so, because I don't think Adrian Chase would have the power to discharge him from the Bratva.
Probably not, but I'm talking about, like, he let something happen to his mark, though, so I don't know. But anyway, got a question for you, Mara, about this week's of shows. All the characters on all the shows. Who's winning this week?
Who was winning?
Yeah, who's winning this week? Of all the characters on all the shows. I want to start doing this every week. Let's talk about who's winning this week.
Well, in a bad sense of winning, I would say Legion. But in a good sense of winning...
You need to pick one.
Oh, man.
One character who's winning this week.
Such a hard decision. Because I feel like some people are on like the same level of winning this week. I'm just gonna go with Monel.
You said Monel is winning this week? Why Monel?
Because he's like most likely he's getting back together with Kara. He doesn't have to go back to Daxam where he doesn't want to be.
I guess.
I don't know who else would be winning right now. Like I feel like Monel and Barry are like on the same level of winning because they both kind of got their girl or getting their girl back.
Yeah, but
Although
Barry actually
one's destined
did
to die,
something. Barry actually did something. That's the thing. So I'd say between those two, because Barry actually did something, Monel just kind of stood by and said, and then eventually got her back. Like, Barry actually did something. So I'd give it to Barry actually this week.
Okay.
That's what I think. But who's losing this week? Who just like, you know what, fuck you this week. Like, just, you suck this week.
I'm pretty sure Oliver.
You think Oliver sucks this week? Really?
Not sucks, but I thought he was like, he's definitely not winning this week.
Well, yeah, he's not winning. He had a rough week, but, you know.
Or, Win. Win got super played.
Yeah. I'd probably give it to Win this week as who's really losing this week, because, yeah.
Because, like, if it had been last week, I'd have been like, Wally's definitely losing this week.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, I would give it to Win.
Yeah. That's a good one. So, yeah. Barry's winning this week. Win is losing this week. Haha, his name is Win, but he's losing. And that'll be it. That'll be the end of this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. You can find us on both Twitter and Instagram at Creation Magazine. You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. And Mara, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MaraDashark_. That's MARADASHARK_.
All right, and that'll be the end of this episode. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay creative, stay free.